Alright guys, RoKage here and welcome back to the brand new video. Here we are, Marvel Mystic Mayhem will be the topic. On today's video it is time we make an updated global tier list for August. So let me start immediately. Leave a like, subscribe, your opinions in the comment section below. And also leave a comment, tell me what do you think about this tier list, etc. And also tell me what do you think about the game, how the game is doing, the state of the game. I'll do community reaction video and talk about a lot of things to make this game better, etc. Okay, just leave a comment, tell me your opinions about the game, what things you would like they add, change, etc. I need to make one video and I will try the developers see it, because this game has such a great potential and I really want the best for the game. Anyways, let me start with the tier list. So first of all, we have Thor. He's a god tier. Many of you asked a little bit more detailed explanation, so let me start. So he's energy fighter 3-star. Now, what is so great about Thor? He's doing huge damage if you play him properly. He will also do huge basic attack damage if you play him properly. And as well, his ultimate is massive AoE damage. Keep that in mind. Okay, so Thor Force, basic attack damage increased by 43.2%, and basic attack apply electrified to enemies for 5 seconds. Electrified means takes 5% more damage, and that is his passive. Now here we have Hammer Fall. This is a special damage, energy 400. This is the ultimate, which he will deal 864 of Thor's attack and special damage to enemies in the target area and 30% more damage to electrified enemies. So it's super important that you apply electrified to the enemies. You will do so much bigger damage, and also it is super important that you self buff with Might. Gains Thunder Enhancement for 15 seconds. Thunder Enhancement increases basic attack damage by 76.8%, and basic attack spreads up to 3 nearby enemies. So yeah, this buff right here will give him much bigger basic attack damage. And if you have, for example, unique artifact that can increase the attack speed, that is super busted for Thor. God of Thunder, this is a skill which is AoE, not too big of a range, but moves to the target location, dealing 512% of Thor's attack and special damage to adjusted enemies and applying electrified for 10 seconds. So super important to use this buff so you do bigger basic damage. Super important that you use this dash before using the ultimate, because you'll do way bigger damage. Keep that in mind. Reference: Soul Saga, Hammer Fall deals 50% more damage and applies electrified to enemies infinitely. Okay, this is huge. This is huge to get that Soul Saga eventually. Okay, and now you have Talents and Soul Saga. Again, all of this will make the character much stronger and crazy broken, like 3-star, and the dupes are crazy good. Talents deals 51% of Thor's attack and special damage, basic attack spread up to 4 enemies. Also some self buff with this, and for each enemy on the field with electrify status, Thor's defense increases by 15%. So you can also have a great survivability for him if you play him correctly. And again, he will do massive basic attack damage, massive AoE damage, but keep in mind to apply electrified before using the ultimate. Now we have here recommended highlights. This is extremely busted for him, this one as well. So the worthy ones: Ambition, Hell Out, and Rising from the Ashes. This is pretty much the best highlights for Thor. And as well we have recommended artifact. Like I said, increase Weir's attack speed by 30, basic attack damage, and crit rate. Yeah, this is the best for Thor. This is, by the way, amazing database. Okay, Iron Man also goes easily into the god tier. In the beginning, I wasn't so much impressed with him and everything else, but the time went, and his value just increased. What I extremely like about the Iron Man is his AoE attacks. Like big AoE range with the skill, big AoE range with the ultimate, Also, with his passive, he gains 1 stack of Arc Pulse when ally uses a 3-cost skill up to 4 stacks. At 4 stacks of Arc Pulse, Iron Man's next skill will be enhanced, consuming all 4 stacks and dealing 64% more damage. So it's important to stack those Arc Pulses. And like this, you will increase his damage. Then we have attack, which is ultimate. Beautiful range, as you can see here on the right, doing that physical damage. Soul Saga Mind 3 instantly gains 3 stacks of charge after using Iron Legion. Yeah, this is busted stuff here, for sure. Unibeam moves to the target and deals the damage. Enhancement increase the range. So you will see now, I will talk about this, but here we have the enhancement. Enhancement, which will increase the range of the attack. Now, the talent increase crit rate of Unibeam and Blaster Array by 10%. New energy gains 1 mana after using Enhanced Unibeam or Enhanced Blaster Array. Soul Saga Heart 1, Mind 1, all of this will make Enhanced Unibeam and Blaster Array will do bigger damage, and as well we will get 100 ultimate energy after using Blaster Array or Unibeam. So it is important with Iron Man that you use that Unibeam, that you use those dashes. All of that will make him better, okay? And then you go for the ultimate, and it's pretty destructive. Deals 784% of Iron Man attack as physical damage to the enemies in the target area. And enhancement, he ignores 40% of the enemy's defense. And this is when you're gonna do a pretty huge damage as well with this. Okay, a little bit wrong image here. That's pretty much it. Okay, it's not a dash, it's a little bit different here. This is the talent. Okay. And here we have the talents. He will do bigger physical, deals 45% of Iron Man's attack physical damage, increased crit rate of Unibeam and Blaster Array by 10%, gains 1 mana after using Enhanced Unibeam or Enhanced Blaster Array, and at the start of the battle he will gain 2 stacks of Arc Flux. Okay, so immediately in the beginning he will get that. And now recommended highlights: suit up, fight as one, raise like the Phoenix, and make a dream. Here it is. This is the best highlights for the Iron Man. Okay, so definitely got tier. Doctor Strange, easily, like guys, when you reach the end game, you have so many content. This is something that I talked about from the beginning, and then many people were like, yo, Doctor Strange is B tier. No, never. He will be a B tier. He's extremely busted, super valuable unit in certain stages. If you don't have Captain America, you will need him, for example, etc. Gains 1 stack of Arcane Enhancement every 10 seconds, up to 3 stacks using Crimson Band and Cytork of Eye. Agamotto consumes all stacks of Chaga, increasing damage and healing per stack. With this, he heals. That's the ultimate, and as well removes 1 debuff from the allies, and massive heal. Massive heal. This buff right here, like when you use this, you will have certain options. So you're going to be able to increase the attack, you'll be able to reduce defense, you'll be able to grant an ally an ultimate, or even the healing. It just depends what you're going to get. And then here he does the damage and stunning. Also, we have 45% of Doctor Strange attack as special damage for the talents. Energy generation increase, etc. Overall, guys, you can use Ancient Frontier WoW to protect and selfie time. These are the best, oh my god, highlights to use on Doctor Strange. And overall a top tier character that will provide a lot of buffs, like debuffs, buffs, buffing that ultimate energy, healing like crazy, and in the right combination he can be extremely busted and super valuable unit. And just like you can use so many buffs, you can use so many heals. I love this unit so much, and he's going in the god tier. Okay, then we have Spider-Man. With dupes. With right usage and the right team, people actually use him in really, really high rankings overall. But is he a broken 3-star? I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't put it higher than A tier, honestly. After an ally attacks weapon enemies with a skill or ultimate move, Spider-Man performs a follow-up attack that deals 160% of the Spider-Man's attack as special damage to the one of the enemies. We have Spider-Versus, deals 960% of Spider-Man attack as physical damage to an enemy, and 480% of the Spider-Man attack as physical damage to enemies adjusting to the target. Okay, he can do really good damage, moves to the target location and reduces the mana cost of the Spider-Man and his adjacent allies' next skill by 1. This is the biggest deal about him, this dash, right? And here we have a debuff where he's applying that wept. Wept means reduces attack speed by 50%. Keep that in mind. These are the talents. I won't go into much details. Of course, when he gets those dupes, like, he'll be much more valuable. Ancient Frontier, Selfie Time, No Strings on Me, and Weavers of the Dream is the best. And here you have also recommended highlights right here. Eye of Agamotto. Okay, yeah, A tier. I wouldn't go beyond that. Juggernaut easily got tier. Let me go here. In early game, he dominates mid game and end game for sure. We have a passive, deals 13.8 more damage if Juggernaut HP is higher than 50%. Takes 13.8% less damage if Juggernaut HP is lower than 50%. He works around that HP. He scales from the HP. He has the biggest amount of HP. Dashes to the target location, dealing 120% of Juggernaut max HP as special damage to all enemies in path. So he scales from HP. I see so many people having the wrong build on Juggernaut, and that's why you're not doing enough big of a damage. So get those unique artifacts and then reroll for HP stats, for example, okay? I mean, you can use... Look, you can use Cosmic Cube, Eye of Agamotto, Force Field Glove, and Avengers ID. Crimson Rage enters a charging state, halting basic attack. During the charge, Juggernaut takes 50% less damage. After 6, the charge ends and deals 64% of Juggernaut's max HP as special damage to adjacent enemies. And then we have Citra Curse, gains shield. So he will have crazy survivability, and as well, he can do big damage as a tank. And that's why he's super valuable, okay? Curse dispels a debuff, and Juggernaut is immune to new debuffs while he has a shield. Also valuable. During the charge up of Crimson Rage, each time Juggernaut takes damage, increases the damage dealt at the end of the charge up by 1%. So more damage he takes during that time, he can also do bigger damage. Crush of Psylocke, Blessing of Visanti, Wheel of Steel, Monster Within, and Stand Strong are the best highlights for him. Okay, Invisible Woman, easily into the God tier. So all allies in the target area become invincible for 5 seconds and their attack increases for 15 seconds. So pretty much by using the full transparency, you will be invisible, okay? And no one will be able to touch you, bro. No one. Plus you will have bigger attack. That's huge. Also, at the start of the battle, all allies gain a shield equal to Invisible Woman attack. So build her attack as much as possible. You will get so much shield, so much bigger survivability, and as well, again, with this skill, Invisible Attack, deals special damage to enemies in the target area and applies Blinded for 10 seconds. Blinded, basic attack, always miss. Keep that in mind. And then we have Inside Out, which is a special damage debuff. Deals special damage to enemies in the target area and applies Invisible Aftermath for 10 seconds. Increases ultimate move damage taken. So with ultimate, she will buff you and you won't be able, like, you will take no damage while this lasts, right? And then here you can even buff furthermore the ultimate damage taken, pretty huge amount overall. And yeah, she's just busted, guys. She's just busted. Unveiling barrier, super strong, super strong. This highlight is so busted because increase all allies ultimate move, crit damage by 40. That's huge. Pass within ancient frontier and no strings on me. And here you have the recommended highlights. I won't read now all of this. Okay. Armor can go into the S tier. Amazing tank who can taunt. Now, for some characters, I'll go in more details. For some characters, I'll keep it simple, honestly. Because I would go for like 2 hours. Like literally 2 hours, maybe. But yeah, armor, amazing tank. Especially in early game, like she was, I truly believe, God tier. Now, over time, her value just a little bit decreased, but she's a 2-star defender, reducing the damage, also dealing a really solid damage, and gaining beast armor, turns basic attack into AoE attacks, and increases attack and attack speed by 46%. Also here we have the shield, which is huge, and as well she can taunt the enemy, and here we have some stunning as well. The best highlights, the best recollection artifacts, and that's pretty much that. Learn from the best, Blessing of Vishanti, Monster Within, and Light in Darkness. And here you have the best artifacts for her. Super valuable character in my books, easy S tier. Scarlet Witch, top tier unit, God tier, probably the best DPS in the game. Beautiful AoE ultimate, and beautiful single target skill damage, especially if you have this. Gungear increases the skill wearer's skill damage by 30, and Wand of Atum. This is something that I want to grind. This is such a huge deal for her because she already does a massive AoE ultimate damage, and this can increase it by 30%. And Gungear is increasing her skill so much. Chaos Blades, that does huge damage. This does huge AoE damage, and then she also self buffs. Make sure to use before the ultimate, before the skill, make sure to use the self buff, because she will gain more crit rate, which is super valuable. You will do so much bigger damage. Now for her, I'm just missing the proper highlight. Okay, rewrite my fate, fight as one, friends are mirror, great minds, and raise like the phoenix. Like literally I don't have not a single one. From this, I'm not spending any more money in this game, like $0 until it's improved. Yeah, and okay. So you would agree with me for sure about Scarlet Witch. Captain America, probably the most valuable unit in the game, especially the most valuable tank in the game. Can provide the buffs, offensive stance and defensive stance. I've been using him in all the content. Many people use him in all the content, and he destroys. The man, like I cannot, like at the beginning there was some people saying B tier, no, Jesus. Okay, yeah, I understand. They didn't understand the end game. At the start of the battle, enters offensive stance, uses the best defense to switch between offensive and defensive. Offensive stance will increase attack, and defense will increase defense. Now the ultimate, 200 energy. You can use his ultimate most frequently in the game. Most frequently. Choose one of the following effects to activate. Switch to offensive and gain 3 mana. That's also huge. Getting 3 mana in this game is a game changing. Switch to defensive stance and grants all allies shield equal to 32% of Captain America max HP. Guys, also, defensive stance will give you so much survivability, and you're gonna survive so many things with that. In my case, so many times I was like literally one touch from the enemy on my ally, let me say Storm, she would die. Then I go to defense state, I activate the shield, and you can survive craziness. Also, this attack costs 2 mana, shield strike. Do not underestimate it. It's actually a pretty busted skill. Throw a shield that bounces between enemies up to 4 times. dealing the damage of Captain America. If you have his stats properly built with the artifacts and everything else, he can actually do really solid damage as a tank. Solid, nothing spectacular, but solid. And as well, he can taunt all of these enemies, okay? So, offensive stance makes ally prioritize attacking the selected target enemy for 6 seconds. Defensive will give you that taunt. Keep that in mind. So, it really depends in which stance you are. And then we have buff, assemble, extremely busted. So, if you're on offensive state, he'll create a magic circle that will buff your allies by 46%, and defensive stance will give you damage reduction by 46%. Okay, extremely busted and super valuable buff. Okay, Captain America, Wheel of Steel, Blessing of Vishanti, Learn of the Beast, and this is the... And here we have the artifacts, okay? So, yeah, extremely broken unit. Again, one of the most valuable units in the game. Sleepwalker, A to S tier, but A tier. I wouldn't go beyond that for now. But he's also amazing. Heals the ally with the lowest HP percentage, restoring an amount equal to 12.8% of Sleepwalker's max HP. So again, you work with that max HP, he scales from that. Here we have some damage. Here we have applies dream power to an ally. Increase the damage of the next skill by 92%. This is the reason why he's in a tier easily. And as well, he can heal. Okay? Allies attack increased by 5. Allies HP increased by 5. Definitely, he's providing your team the buffs, healing, and extremely helpful unit as a 2-star. But I wouldn't go beyond A tier. Storm can go in the S tier. She was a God tier for a long time for me. But okay, now we reach a certain point where she's definitely on top, but S tier. Not God tier, S tier. I cannot find her. Okay, Storm. Pretty much what I like about her, when you have like so many enemies, her value, like more enemies you have, her value is increasing, just because how big of a range her attack has, like her attacks have. We have here deals 13.8% more damage to debuffed enemies. Super important that you debuff the enemies. We have these debuffs, like you're gonna easily do that. First, you have Deluge, which is a huge, like through the whole map. You can apply Vet. Vet means deals 10% less damage. So debuffing right here. With Hailstorm, you're doing big damage AoE. Not as big of a range, but still pretty solid range. And as well, you're applying Frozen to the debuff enemies. Reduces the attack speed by 30%. So they'll be slower, and then use the ultimate. 512% of Storm attack and special damage to enemies in the target area. She can gain that 20 ultimate energy for every debuffed enemy in the target area, up to 100%. So first the debuffs, then the ultimate, and that's pretty much that. Again, with the dupes, she just becomes better. Recommended highlights: Friends are Mirror, Fights is One, Friends on Street, and Race like the Phoenix. And then here you have as well the artifacts. Okay, yeah, I'll put her in the B tier. Honestly, I don't use her at all. No more, truly. No. Yeah, she's summoning Dino and all of that. In early game, super valuable. But in the end game, I don't know. I just don't use it anymore. I don't see Moon Girl in like high rankings in the game. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just no longer too much impressed with the unit. Summons Devil Dinosaur at the start of the battle with 160% of Moon Girl's HP and 100% of her attack and defense. When Devil Dinosaur is defeated, Moon Girl gains the special skill Omni Wave. When Moon Girl is defeated, Devil Dinosaur gains 100% attack speed but loses 10% of his max HP per second. The ultimate move consume the ultimate energy of Devil Dinosaur. Devil Dinosaur will do the damage of Moon Girl, and Devil Dinosaur combined attack as physical damage to enemies in the target area. That unit is for free, and the highlight is for free, but still it doesn't shine no more. Summoning units, I wouldn't say they're meta in the game, and that's a problem. I mean, a problem, it's not a problem, but that's the problem for ranking Moon Girl higher than I did. We have Stunning here, Sneezing Powder, summoning units deal 92% more damage. Yep. And the talents will do some bigger damage. I mean, deals 45% of Moon Girl's attack as physical damage. Devil Dinosaur attack increases by 25 for 10 seconds. All of this on paper looks pretty solid, but by playing it, by using it, not so much impressed anymore. Adventure of Aids, this is for free, and that's the best highlight for the Moon Girl. But also you can use Ancient Frontier, No Strings on Me, and the Guardian of Reality, and this is the artifact. Yeah, I honestly B tier, nothing beyond that. Psylocke, what amazing 2-star. Follow-up, amazing follow-up attacks, big damages overall. At the start of the battle, gains Butterfly Shadow. After an ally uses a skill or ultimate move to attack an enemy, Psylocke consumes Butterfly Shadow and dashes to the enemy with the lowest HP, performing a follow-up attack and dealing 192% of her attack as special damage. This is a 2-star, and you can even get the dupes for this unit much easier. Special damage 300, by the way, deals 80% of Psylocke attack and special damage to random enemies in the target area 6 times, applying that psychic mark. When hit by Psylocke basic attack and skills, one stack detonates, dealing 188% of Psylocke attack and special damage to the target. Yeah, here you have like low percentages, but trust me, she's doing an amazing damage. Butterfly Dream, that's the Heart Tree. That's the amazing dupe for her because she will deal damage 3 more times. Okay. Then we have Telekinetic Blade, moves to an enemy, dealing the damage, ignoring the shield, and as well gaining more shadow. And that's just like 2 mana. Okay, Mental Metamorphosis, moves to the target location, dealing 384% of Psylocke attack and special damage to adjusted enemies, gains Butterfly Shadow, and increases the Psylocke damage by 20%. Super important that you use those dashes before this ultimate. You'll do just bigger damage overall, and she's doing amazing follow-up attacks. And here you have the best recommended highlights and the artifacts. Echo, she can go easily in the S tier. She can do amazing damage and probably one of the best DPS characters for the free-to-play players. And as well, you're gonna see Echo in a lot of cases being usable in high rankings against Nightfall and other content. Echo attack is always the same as the ally with the highest attack. Keep that in mind. Applying echoing to a random enemy for 10 seconds. Dealing the damage, applying echoing. Where is the description of echoing? I forgot. Okay, someone put it in the comment section below. Heart 1 Echo and Core performance deals 50% more damage to enemies already affected by echoing. Deals 544% of Echo attack and special damage to adjusted enemies. This skill costs same mana as this last skill used by an ally. So you can really, if you play it correctly, her damage will increase tremendously. It moves to the target location, dealing more damage here. And then talents, 50% of echo attack as damage. After triggering a follow-up attack or photographic reflexes, Echo takes 20% less damage. Each other allied hero on the field grants Echo an enhancement. Defender, Echo takes 4% less damage. Fighter will give her physical damage buff. And Striker will give her critical rate by 6%. And Controller will give her energy generation by 15%. When an enemy with echoing is defeated, Echo gains 50 ultimate energy. Okay, guys? So that's that part. And core performance, this is now Soul Saga. That will just make the character so much better. So you're stacking those echoing. So when you defeat the enemy, you will get more ultimate energy. So yeah, you can do a lot of ultimate attacks overall if you play it correctly. This is the recommended highlights, and this is the recommended artifacts with the attributes right here. So Echo, amazing S tier unit. Now Moon Knight, I don't know. I personally B tier, maybe A tier sometimes. At the start of the battle, Moon Knight gains New Moon. New Moon switches to Full Moon after 22 seconds. Full Moon reduces the mana cost of Moon Knight's skill by 1 and switches to the New Moon on using any skill. We have the ultimate 400. If this was 300, definitely easy A tier, easy. Dealing the 480% of Moon Knight's attack as physical damage to nearby enemies. Heals Moon Knight and nearby allies for 70% of Moon Knight's max HP and dispels a debuff. Moves to the target location, dealing more damage. And here we have all allies' attack speed increases by 69%. This part and the ultimate are most valuable, but still, yeah, I just wouldn't put it higher than B tier, to be honest. Okay, even though okay unit, valuable unit, not trash unit, but still, I wouldn't put it higher than B. This is the best highlights and the artifacts and attributes. You can pause and check it out for yourself, so I don't read now all of this. Lady Bullseye, A to S. I don't know. For me, Storm, Echo, all of these characters are better than her, even though she's also a really solid character. In the early game, I was super impressed with her. She can still do a big damage. So passive none. We have here deals 800% of Mystic Knight attack. Misty Knight attack as physical damage to the enemies in the target area. Deals additional 320% of Misty Knight's attack as physical damage if the enemies are under debuff exist in area. Here we have applying that Bale mark, gain 1 mana when the affected enemy is defeated. Okay. And here it misses some other description, like we have 2 skills, so it's not 100% completed. Like really good unit, solid unit, doing really good DPS, but more valuable in the early game than late game in my eyes. That's why I'll put it in the A tier. And one more thing that I forgot to say, this is mainly PvE tier list, mainly PvE tier list. PvP competition in my eyes is nothing too huge, and not many people are actually taking Brawl too serious. So mainly PvE, okay? Mainly PvE tier list. Keep that in mind. I should say that in the beginning, but okay. What else to say? I missed that. Doppelganger, he's a really solid unit, more valuable in early game than the late game. He can increase that attack speed. He can be really fast. He has a dodge. He has a really good solid damage if you use him correctly with, for example, dashing, increasing their damage taken by 30%. That's really good. And as well, he's a physical damage dealer. And that's pretty much that. Like, he can dash a lot. He is really fast unit, and he is doing a really solid damage. But yeah, this is the best highlight. And artifacts, Yeah, he's gaining that dodge ultimate energy with the dupes. Of course, he becomes better, but mainly B tier, bro. I know for the end game, I wouldn't put it higher than B tier. Sorry. Hulk, if we were talking about PvP, Hulk would be here, right? But we're not talking about PvP. We're talking about PvE. A tier. Wouldn't put it higher than this. Maybe S tier. Maybe. Maybe. But no. Like, if you have Captain America, you just like pretty much an armor, for example, you just don't care so much about other defenders, like especially if you have like the Captain America. Like mainly I use him in every content as a defender. Mainly I use him. Okay, so that's why other defenders cannot reach that high of a ranking except Juggernaut, because he's just such a hybrid, like crazy survivability and crazy damage. It is just so helpful, and he can be easily in the God tier. Hulk is amazing. A tier is really good tier, by the way. A tier still are amazing. So I mean, yeah, really good units. Maybe S tier. If I put like overall PvP and PvE, I don't know what to do here now. Maybe adding that A plus tier now would be the best. Like no joke, adding A plus. I need to add it. Not here. Literally, I need to add A plus because yep. Because Hulk needs to be better than Hulk is better than this tree in my eyes overall in the game. But mainly I'm talking about PvE. I need to repeat it multiple times. Okay, mainly I'm talking about PvE. Let me just put some different colors here. It's a little bit, yeah, just like this. Okay. Yeah, this is better. Okay, about Hulk, I didn't talk about him. When there are no enemies around, Hulk jumps to the nearest enemy and deals 14% of his max HP as special damage to adjust enemies. As well, he has a beautiful AoE range of the attacks. For example, this one is doing okay damage, and as well, recovering his HP and gaining regeneration. Like he has the survivability. Deals damage here, reducing their damage dealt, so you can debuff as well. Knocking them, that can be also really helpful here. Yeah, but really good tank overall with a great survivability, mainly usable in PvP content, and then in, let me put green, it makes sense. And then for the PvP, he's like God tier, okay? But again, this is mainly PvE tier list, okay? Dreamqueen, she can go in S tier, so she has been fixed and everything else. Replace all skills, increases the skill damage of all allies by 80.5% for 10 seconds. And as well, she's giving you mana. Okay, she will give you more mana that it doesn't say right here. Reduces all enemies attack by 6.9%. Applying hex to the target enemy for 7 seconds. Dealing 384% of Dreamqueen's attack and special damage when an enemy with hex is defeated. Hex is applied to nearby enemies for 7 seconds. Reduces damage dealt by 20. Applies hex to the target enemy for 7 seconds, dealing 384% of Dreamqueen's attack and special damage when an enemy with hex is defeated. Okay, like overall amazing free-to-play unit that will give you tremendous buff in the damage and as well mana. Okay, also ignoring some shield, and that's pretty much that. Okay, let's really slightly let we speed this up a little bit, bro. I knew it's gonna be like this. Where is this now? Dreamqueen, yeah, S tier. Okay, C tier, B tier, C tier. Okay, these 3 units I don't use at all. They are summoning those units. Like Black Knight can be usable. He can be usable, but I don't use him at all, to be honest. Dread is summoning the additional units. Look. We have the threat and it summons Stinger, Treadling, and Shooter Treadling. Ignore 24% of the enemy's defense. Dealing here the damage as physical damage. Increase the attack speed of all allied summon units. And then here he summons more units. Like currently now, summon units are not meta. And I don't use it in the end game at all. In any type of content, I just don't see people using these units. And that's why I'm putting in the C tier. He can at least do Mr. Negative good damage if you play him properly. Okay, but that's pretty much it. Lady Bullseye, she can go in A+ tier. For the like extremely busted in PvP, like God tier in PvP, right? In PvE, not so much, but I still see people using her on the leaderboards, even in PvE. But overall, I wouldn't put it in S tier. A+ is just fine for the PvE. If I was talking about PvP, she would be God tier with Hulk. Keep that in mind, but A+ is just fine. Angela, really solid tank. She can go in A tier. Falcon, B tier. I just don't use him. Emma, God tier, like just helping out that you do so much bigger special damage. And as well, if you get a first copy on her to heal everyone, like with one of the skills, she can heal. Where it is? Boom, let's open her up just so you see also the build, what you should use on her, what is the best. Okay, so with the ultimate, deals the damage, crazy range, and as well she's creating that diamond shard in the center. The diamond shard increases the special damage taken by nearby enemies by 92%. So she's buffing those special damage dealers, or more precisely, she's debuffing the enemy so special damage dealers can do huge amount of damage. Mind Flyer, now this is that part. So that's literally spank with the with the whip. I love this attack. But yeah, if you get the copy, Mind 1, and then she becomes extremely busted, because with this Mind Flayer, you can heal everyone by a lot. And you're only using the skill. Boom on it. And she can do really good damage overall. Okay, here she's applying Confused to an enemies as well, and you're gonna use her everywhere, especially with the special damage dealers. Sentry, I just don't use it no more so much, honestly, but still he's doing a big damages, huge damages as a tank, but I still find armor slightly better than Sentry, so I'll put it here in A+. Correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't decide for 1,000,000%. I just don't use him that frequently anymore. Like when Captain America appeared, mainly I'm using him, okay? When allies consume mana, the Sentry gains an equal amount of million suns, up to 6 stacks. At max million suns, the Sentry next skill is enhanced, gaining 32.2% damage. So he'll do also huge damage as a tank unit, okay? I mean, he's better than, for PvE, better than Hulk, honestly. So I'll just put it in S tier. It moves to the target location, dealing damage, gaining shield. Enhanced when million suns is full, okay? And then with this we have, like, he's doing really good damage as a tank. Taunts all enemies as well. Enhanced when million suns is full, you can also increase the range. These are his best highlights and artifacts right here that you can use. Okay. And now we have Human Torch can go easily into A+. Maybe even super close to the S tier, but I'll just put it A+. Mr. Fantastic S tier. Loki in the S tier, and the Thing, like PvP, extremely busted, right? In PvE, not that extremely busted. So I'll put it in A+, okay? If I was talking about PvP, then he would be higher. But like already said, and I'm repeating this is mainly PvE tier list, okay? So yeah, let's just quickly talk about those units. I mean, Mr. Fantastic mainly a physical damage dealer, but as well amazing support, because he will grant all allies ultimate energy and fantastic formula, increasing that ultimate move damage. And then if you have the highlight, he can also do really good damage with outreach effort and dash, but still, to be a god tier, something is missing. Okay, so I'll definitely leave it at S tier. Human Torch is top tier 2-star, truly amazing 2-star. I'm even considering putting him into S tier because he can do amazing damage. Okay, that his basic attack have 32% chance to apply burning. Burning takes 12% of the source character attack as special damage per second. With the supernova, he's applying that burning. With buff, he's gaining ultimate energy and mad hit. Mad hit is a probability of ignition applying burning increase to 100%, and Human Torch deals more damage to burning enemies. And then we have Burning Blast, sets the target area on fire, dealing special damage to enemies within every second. Okay, and definitely he does really good damage over time, but still I wouldn't place it in S tier. I believe S tier units are just better. Yeah. But definitely A plus to S tier. For some units, it's hard to decide, honestly. Okay. And who else we have that I didn't talk about? Yeah, Loki. The tank, really good tank with really good damage. Mainly you're gonna use him, he's better in PvP. What else? So with the ultimate, he rolls towards the farthest enemy, dealing physical damage to all enemies along the path. Okay, that's good. Deals physical damage to just enemy, knocks them back. If the target collides with other characters or obstacles, deals an additional physical damage. And as well, he taunts and take less damage. Okay. If you're using the Fantastic Four team, I mean, we can only use 3. Definitely all of those units will be better. Like when your team has 1 or 2 following time, Globber time repeats 1 or 2 more times respectively. That's really good. Okay, so yeah, he's a tank that can do really good damage, and as well taunt. A plus is fine. Okay, and then we have, again, in PvP it would be higher. And then we have Loki. Loki can easily go in the S tier. He's not a must-have character. I already talked about this. He's more like a DPS character than a support. I really expect from controllers to be support type of a character. If you have enough dupes on him, he can actually go in the God tier, but without dupes, which most people will have without dupes, Loki, S tier, okay? Enemies in the status of at, electrify, burning, or frozen have their defense reduced by 24%. Really good. Transforms into Destroyer Loki and gains 2 stacks of Strings of Fate. His skill changed to Iceberg of Loten and a Harbinger of Ragnarok, consuming 1 stack of Strings of Fate per use. When all Strings of Fate are consumed, Loki reverts to his original form. Okay, so with the ultimate he transforms, so he does pretty much, he's more focused on that DPS part. With here, we have dealing special damage in the target area and as well providing that frozen to the enemies. This is 3 mana cost, and only 2 mana cost is Mischief. Summons 3 clone that constantly taunts enemies. Up to 1 clone can exist simultaneously. When the clone is defeated, Loki gains that ultimate energy. And this is now when you transform. So he'll do the damage and apply frozen. He'll do big damage here, and as well, he will do 30% bigger damage to the frozen enemies. So it's super important that you freeze them first and then use that transform attack. Really crazy good DPS, but not in a rank of god tier characters, okay? But really good character who can do, he can transform, He has like multiple variations of the skills when he transforms, right? Mainly focusing on that damage dealing, applying that freeze so you can do even bigger damage to them, and as well summoning other Loki clone that will help you with survivability because all the units will be more focused on that clone. But yeah, I wouldn't put it higher than S tier, but still amazing unit, but not a must. You can skip it. Okay guys, now I went like in full on detail, 50 minutes. So hopefully you did enjoy it. Many of you requested this in more detailed ways, so all because of you. But okay, let's end the video here. Thank you for all support. Love ya. Please your opinions in the comment section below. And yeah, see you next one. Bye.